Asa Hutchinson served as Arkansas governor from 2015 until January of this year, and he joins the list of Republicans vying for the GOP presidential nomination. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Great to be with you.
Great to be with you. You know, I noticed that just like the Biden team, you actually used this and you put a little joke about the tech issue saying this link actually works, allowing people to find out more about your campaign. When it comes to whether or not it was a disaster, is that a fair description of what we saw last night? Really, was it a disaster, or was it just a lot of lead up to something that a lot of people have been waiting to hear? It was Twitter. It wasn't the end of the world. He was able to get on in 20 minutes. A lot of presidents are that late to news conferences.
No, at this stage of the campaign, nothing is a disaster. Obviously, you want the focus to be on your message and what you want to do for America, and that's not the storyline today. So I know that he's disappointed in that, but it's a long campaign. There's still going to be other candidates that get in the race. We announced over a month ago, our announcement went very well in Bentonville, Arkansas. And so this is a new phase of the campaign, still waiting for candidates to be in there. And then it's just going to be a slog. We were in Iowa last week. We're in South Carolina. And so we're going to be in these states. And then you go through the stage up until the debate. And the debate is where it's going to really help define the issues between the candidates on the Republican side. We're excited about using my experience in border security, in fighting fentanyl and the drug issues that impact our families, to my national security experience. So that's what we're looking forward to, is that next phase of really focusing on the challenges that America faces and our solutions.
Do you think that it's even more of a challenge to run for this nomination with someone as polarizing as the former president? Now you have Governor Ron DeSantis, who has been described as polarizing himself. There's a lot of noise and there is a lot of media attention on the loudest candidates. How do you crack through? How do you break through someone like yourself or a Nikki Haley or a Tim Scott, who doesn't quite have as much in terms of the polling, but maybe has the messaging that you believe America needs to hear?
Well, that's an important point. This is a very unpredictable political year. It's an unusual dynamic with all of the side noises of litigation that impacts the frontrunner. And then you've got a whole host of others that are looking to be the chief challenger. And I think the defining moment is going to be, what are the issues that we're going to be setting forth for America? It's a trust relationship. And what's important is that people do not listen simply to the loudest person in the room. And I'm not going to be the loudest person in the room, but I'm going to have the best solutions, the best vision for America, and the most experience when it comes to the issues that we face. I think that breaks through, and I don't think people necessarily want the loudest person in the room to lead our country with the challenges that we face.
But I'm sure that you've seen the poll numbers and you see how far in the lead former President Trump is, according to multiple data points. I mean, it's not just one poll. It's not just three polls. It's every single poll. He's leading with more than 50% of popularity among GOP voters. What are you going to do to maybe rise to the occasion and rise in those numbers?
Well, if he actually participates in the debate, then that's an occasion to show the differences in the direction that we want to take for America, and also the differences in style and leadership that's important for our country. But it's really up to the American voter and the Republican voter as to say, who's going to reflect our national character? Who do you want to represent on the national stage, the global stage, but also to represent to the next generation what American leadership is about? And so this is a test as to the direction that America goes and who leads. I'll make my case, and you got two simple choices. Yes, Donald Trump is way up in the polls, and so you either rally around and say he's going to be our nominee, or you get in there and fight, and you present your views, and that's the choice that I've made, because I think this is a turning point for America, and that I've got a better direction for our country, the right leadership for this time, and I'm not going to be sitting on the sidelines.
Character, integrity, values, something that, of course, will be talked about much over the next year. Asa Hutchinson, thank you so much for being with us. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.